Welcome to Ask Anita. I'm Anita. Let's get into it. The questions on this show come from real people in real situations friends, family, community members, and listeners who submit through the link in the show notes. It doesn't matter how they reach me, the names are always protected, the questions are always real. If something has been sitting on your mind, that link is in the show notes. Today's question comes from someone I'm calling second guessing myself. And I want to start right there with that name because the second guessing is actually what this whole episode is about. Here's the question: Anita, I've been part of a group of women I really care about. We've supported each other, laughed together, and had some of the most real conversations I've had in a long time. But recently, I found out that someone in the group had been recording private phone conversations I was a part of, without anyone's knowledge. Others in the group had the same experience. Two of us made the decision to remove that person from our lives and our social media. The others are still deciding how they want to handle it. And honestly, I respect that. It's their choice. But I've been second guessing myself every day since I did it. This was someone I trusted, someone I genuinely liked. And blocking her was one of the hardest things I've done. Did I do the right thing? And how do I stop questioning myself? Second guessing myself. I want to start right there with that name. Because here's what I know about second guessing yourself: it doesn't mean you made the wrong call, it means you actually cared about that friendship. It means you're not someone who throws people away easily. That's not a weakness, that's just who you are. And I'm not going to tell you to stop feeling it, but I'm going to give you something to think about while you feel it. Your social media page is yours, not the group's, not hers, yours. Who you allow in your space, online or in real life, is your decision to make. Full stop. And you don't need a group to vote to make it. You don't need everyone to agree. You don't need to wait for a consensus before you protect yourself. The women in your group who are still deciding, they get to take their time. That's completely their right. And your decision to move sooner doesn't make you impulsive. And their decision doesn't make them wrong. Everyone gets to handle their own page. Everyone gets to handle their own piece. Here's the thing about private conversations. When you have one, you're extending trust. You're saying, what I'm about to share with you stays between us. That's the unspoken agreement. That is the foundation of any real friendship. When someone records those conversations without your knowledge, they didn't just break a rule, they broke the agreement. They took something that was meant to be between the two people and they made it into something else entirely. You didn't overreact to that. You responded to it. There's a difference. I want to point something out. You didn't blow up the group. You didn't make anyone pick sides. You didn't go on a campaign. You made a quiet, personal decision about your own space and you let everyone else make theirs. That is actually the most respectful way you could have handled this. Some people are going to make noise when they feel wrong. And some people are just going to close the door and walk away. Walking away doesn't make you passive. It makes you done. And done is a perfectly valid place to be. Now, can we talk about the grief for a second? Because you said this is one of the hardest things you've done, and I believe you. Real conversations, real friendships, real investment. That doesn't disappear just because someone proved they weren't who you thought they were. You're allowed to miss what you thought it was. You're allowed to be sad about it. Grief and the right decision are not mutually exclusive. You can know you did the right thing and still feel the loss. I don't want you to mistake the sadness for doubt. They're not the same thing. So to answer your question, did you do the right thing? I think you already know the answer. Because you didn't act out of anger. You didn't act out of drama. You acted because something was done to you that was not okay. And then you've held that decision while every part of you wanted to second guess it. And you held it anyway. That's not impulsive. That's a woman who knows where her line is and finally decided to stand on it. Remember, people treat you how you allow them to treat you. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply stop allowing it. No explanation required, no debate, no permission from anyone else. You close a door, that's enough. So remember, be honest, be kind, and when you look in that mirror tonight, make sure you like who's looking back at you. I'll see you Tuesday.